I was wrong. And I'm man enough to admit it. I'm a grown man. I was going to cope. But I need to make a video facing the music. This was a massive topic in the MMA world regarding Francis Ngannou fumbling the bag. And I made many videos saying that Francis Ngannou had fumbled the bag when he left the UFC. With that messy, controversial, nasty exit from the promotion. Mainly from the UFC side of things. But either way, it wasn't like, go free Ngannou and spread your wings and make loads of money. It was a nasty exit from the UFC. And I thought to myself, he's fumbled the bag. And I made a prediction that he was going to get signed by another MMA organization. He was going to make more money, but it wouldn't be a crazy amount more. No one would care about him fighting in that other MMA organization. I also made a prediction of the fact that he wasn't going to get a high-level boxing match against a champion in boxing in his debut. I didn't think he would get Tyson Fury. I didn't think he would get Anthony Joshua. I didn't think he would get Deontay Wilder or Alexander Usyk. I thought all of those guys were going to fight each other. But I didn't anticipate that it's boxing. And of course, Fury's going to fight Dillian White, Derek Chisora, and Ngannou before just making the unification bout. Boxing is worse than the UFC by far. Of course, they're not going to do the unification bout. I didn't anticipate that. And Ngannou got the fight with Fury. Then my prediction was, he's got the fight with Fury, but he's going to get humiliated and flatlined and KO'd brutally. And then made a meme. That's what's going to happen. Fury's going to make him miss, make him slip over himself, sting him with big shots, finish him. Because Fury's on paper before that fight, it might not even have to change now. Maybe Ngannou is that good, but Fury was the consensus best heavyweight on earth. Huge dude as well. Outsized Ngannou. My prediction was he's going to destroy Ngannou 99% of the time that they fight each other. And then Ngannou's going to be a laughingstock, fight nobodies at PFL, and then we're going to find out that he KO'd Maurice Green on Twitter the day after it happens. That was my prediction, regardless of the money that he would make. And he proved me wrong by arguably beating Tyson Fury. No, I've rewatched it. Should have beaten Tyson Fury. If anyone should win that fight, it's Ngannou. It's a close fight. I get the close rounds. 96-93 Fury is a pre-written rigged scorecard. But it's a close fight. If anyone should have won, it's Ngannou. And by the way, while we're on the topic, if we're giving leeway to anyone, how about the guy making his boxing debut? You know what I mean? Ngannou should have won. I didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming whatsoever. I do want to make another point in this video, though. I was wrong. My prediction of Ngannou's career was wrong. But I want to explain myself here as well. I believed, or I made those statements that Ngannou had fumbled the bag with the thought process of, I don't want Ngannou to ruin his whole career. I want to see him have massive fights in MMA, fight John Jones. And the reason why I made those predictions that he fumbled the bag was, I think it is more likely that he beats John Jones in his next MMA fight. Because at that time, Jones hadn't fought Gane yet, by the way. He was coming off a win over Dominic Reyes. A win, by the way. This is why I picked Cyril Gane to beat John Jones. That was wrong as well. Jesus, been wrong quite a bit, eh? My prediction was he had a better chance, 60-40 chance of beating John Jones when Jones moved up to heavyweight finally. And I think my prediction also was he had a 1 or 5% chance of beating Fury and becoming a superstar and not being humiliated by Fury and becoming a massive name and then going on to fight Wilder and AJ and all these massive fights and then going over to MMA as a side hustle for a bunch more money. I thought that was like a 2% chance of happening. And I thought him beating John Jones would be better for his career. And that was like a 55-60% chance of happening. That's why I made those videos saying that he fumbled the bag. Because I was genuinely concerned for him. There are other people that made videos talking about how he didn't fumble the bag. And they were championing Ngannou leaving the UFC. Ariel Helwani is one of these people. Ariel Helwani will not make a video admitting that he was wrong. Just want to point that out right now. I think he's about 20 years my senior. Not sure. I think he's in his 40s though. He won't make a video admitting he was wrong. He won't. He never made a video apologizing to Jamal Hill. about trying to paint him out as someone who agrees with domestic violence. I exposed that on my very channel as well. He never made a video. He said, let's go 10-8 round this, 10-7 Helwani that. He won't make a video about the fact that he only was against Dana White slapping back his wife when he's had Greg Hardy on the show and he's absolutely fine with interviewing people like John Jones. He won't make a video admitting that maybe he was a little bit spiteful there. He won't make videos admitting he was wrong. He won't make a video admitting he was dead wrong for trying to paint Dricus du Plessis as a racist in the build-up to his fight with Israel Adesanya, which we know he did, and I exposed that about him as well. He won't make those videos. I'm going to make a video admitting I was wrong. I hope Ariel will in the future make videos admitting he was wrong about the topics that I just brought up. But I do believe that Ariel made the videos championing Ngannou because he has a spite towards the UFC and Dana White and a lot of mainstream MMA media that championed Ngannou's move out of the UFC, even though they ended up being right in the end, because it turns out Ngannou's a better boxer than Tyson Fury. That's what it took for them to be right. Even though they ended up being right in the end, I think they championed Ngannou leaving to spite the UFC, to spite Dana White. And I think a proving reason for this is the fact that Ariel Helwani, despite, of course, celebrating Ngannou's success, seems to have spent more time celebrating the fact that all those people said he fumbled the bag. And one of his initial posts on Instagram, immediately after celebrating Ngannou winning, was clowning Dana White that Ngannou had done so well. And I think that was a very big reason as to why he encouraged Ngannou's behavior leaving the UFC. Never pushed back on him not having a manager, although he did show concern, and really did champion Ngannou trying to pull off the 1 in 100 chance, not really even caring that it might absolutely fail for him. That's my honest opinion. Not even really caring that this might ruin this guy's career. Didn't think about that. Shut up, everybody. He's not fumbling the bag. And all this type of stuff. That's what Ariel was saying. Because I thought that there was something more to it. It wasn't just wanting to see Ngannou succeed and be successful. It wasn't not wanting Ngannou to fail. It was, this will really teach Dana a lesson and the UFC a lesson. Yes. That's what I think there was an underlying tone of. So although I was wrong, and I admit I was wrong, I've been proven wrong, can't hide from it. Ngannou's one of the best boxers at heavyweight in the world. He's now going to get a fight with Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, big money fights. Maybe take one of those in March, then fight in PFL in July. I think the PFL part of his deal was the worst part. And at first I thought, well, at least he's got the money at PFL. Even if he does get humiliated by Fury, he can still make money and he's not going to be broke. You know what I mean? But now the PFL side of the deal has ended up being the anchor to Ngannou's success. Like, if I was Ngannou, I'd be like, God, why did I sign that PFL deal? I could have just been free to fight in boxing and got the AJ fight, got the Wilder fight. Maybe just smoked Dillian White's dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, Dillian White, in hindsight, looks terrible compared to Ngannou at boxing. Imagine saying that. Yeah, Ngannou just smoked Chisora for 10 mil, Dillian White for 10 mil, then get a 50 mil fight with Wilder or AJ. You know what I mean? It all worked out for Ngannou and I was wrong. I absolutely admit it. And I'm man enough to admit it. I was absolutely wrong. I just want to give you my thought process as to why I made those videos. It wasn't to spite Ngannou. As much as I do laugh at Ngannou as a fighter and make fun of him, I do. I make fun of every fighter that's ever existed, man. Most of them, at least. I do make fun of them. You know what I mean? And people always try and put that on me, that you're just hating. It seems like Guru doesn't like this type of fighter. Like, I don't roast Bisping every day on my stream. Like, I don't go off on Pimlet every other day. Darren Till, make a mockery of him. Nobody cares about it when I do that. They only care about it when I do it about other fighters. And I know that's how the world is, but I'm telling you, there wasn't malice when I made those videos, worried for Ngannou fumbling the bag. And if you look at my face, it wasn't laughter and haha, you messed up. It was, oh God, is this going to end up good for him? I don't know if this is going to end up good, guys. He doesn't have a manager. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a manager right now. He's got beef with a manager the time he's just left the UFC. That manager that he had, I can't even remember the name of the guy, but he had beef with him. That was in the Ariel Helwani interview. He didn't have a manager. He signed with PFL. There's no heavyweights there, guys. There's no big names there. No one's going to care, guys. It's only a 2-fight deal. He's got Fury, but he's going to get smoked, guys. Like, that was my thought process about the whole thing. You know what I mean? I didn't have malice when I made those videos, and I think people that were championing Ngannou leaving the UFC had malice towards Dana White and the UFC, and that's why they so blindly believed in him. It worked out. You can't pick O'Malley to beat Alger. He wins. He gets it done. You know what I mean? He wins, he gets it done. Chris Moutinho did better than Aljamain Sterling against Sean O'Malley. They're right. People are right who picked O'Malley in hindsight. I just don't think you could have done it beforehand, because I think Ngannou was fighting an uphill battle. He pulled it off. He proved me wrong. I was wrong. Absolutely wrong. This isn't a cope video. I'm just trying to get content out of this because it's a big deal. But yeah, I was wrong. Absolutely dead wrong. Ngannou pulled off, in my opinion, the 1 in 100. The 1 in 100. He pulled it off. My concern was, what happens if it's the 99 out of 100? Just wanted to let you guys know. That's why I made those videos. That's why I said he fumbled the bag. It was never about money. It was about legacy, public image. Who cares about him? How he's going to end up retiring. What he could have been. Now he goes down as one of the best combat sports athletes of all time. But what could have been, what I thought the 90% likely scenario would have been, he could have been something. He could have maybe beat John Jones. Who's he fighting next? Fucking Maurice Green. Ain't even got 2 eyes facing forward. You know what I mean? Here we go. That's what it could have been. That was why I made the videos. I was antsy and predicting the 90% likelihood. But Ngannou, and this is a crazy thing to say to end this video, I'm going to end with this statement. Fuck Ariel. Never admits when he's wrong. Stirs up racial drama. Always does it. You know what I mean? He's always been a worm. Tries to paint Jamal Hill out as a person who supports domestic violence against women. Never apologizes for that. He's a worm. Absolute worm. Will never admit when he's wrong. Always plays the victim like a bitch and cries about it. Pussy. But Ngannou, at the end of the day, left the UFC in a nasty split. Made money in another MMA promotion. I did think that was going to happen. He got that done. Got a Tyson Fury fight. Showed the world that he's probably a better boxer than Tyson Fury. And even if you don't think he won, who was the guy who sat on their ass in that fight from a big left hand? There's a picture. The only picture I've ever seen so far of the Fury and Ngannou fight is Fury on the canvas looking up at Ngannou over the top of him after being knocked down. And Fury landing an elbow on Francis that should have got him a point deducted anyway. So it don't matter who you think won. Those are the pictures that exist. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Toodle pip. I was wrong. Hopefully I've explained why I was sad to be wrong. And why, not why I was sad to be wrong, why I was sad that Ariel was proven right. Because I don't think it was legitimately in the best wishes of Ngannou as to why he was supporting him. But why I was making those predictions in the first place. It wasn't despite Ngannou. I had my reasons. I was thinking about the 95% likelihood. I wasn't praying and hoping on the 5% because it would be really funny to laugh at Dana White and the UFC afterwards if it does end up happening. Like Ariel. Fucking ugly, fucking toucan looking freak. See you later. Goodbye.